Welcome back, everybody, to Dating Dynamics. Matt and Nick here with you again with another great video. So we noticed that in our comments and everything and what people have been saying, there's been a lot of concern as to why we give Ben so many passes and why we give the nice guys such a hard time. So today we're actually going to be delving into that and explaining why.
Absolutely, because we do understand why that would be confusing. Nice, good people are a good thing, but you can be too nice. You probably heard people referred to as being nice to a fault. It's because you can be nice to a fault. You can be so nice that you don't say what you really think, that you consider everybody else's feelings more than your own all the time, and that's actually not a good thing, especially in relationships. The reason that we talk about Ben so positively isn't because we don't see the potential red flags there. It's because he's the only guy that overtly showed some of the traits that we talk about a lot. Those traits being primarily that you are brave enough to say what you really think and honest enough to project who you really are, regardless of what other people think about it at times. And also that abundance mentality, which basically in a nutshell is the ability to not get super hung up on one person, especially after like 1 or 2 dates. So let's just roll a couple quick clips that kind of show that.
I'm not like Mikey, you know, he's got the whole limo and go all out, you know. I made it this far by just being myself and just standing up for who I am, and I figure that's gonna keep me going.
I'm excited. I would love to get in the next episode. At the same time, I don't really care because there's so many other girls that would want to date me outside the show.
Yeah, so in those clips, Ben is really touching on those 2 major points of the abundance mindset and also being your true self and saying what you think. When we had our conversation with Ben, we actually had him come in and chat with us. We delved more into these things. And so first of all, the first clip we're going to roll is us going more into that abundance mindset and why that's so important. Beforehand, just want to say I accidentally filmed with a potato. It's an old YouTube joke. Google it if you have to. But the lighting was rough, and apologies beforehand. But what's being said is very important, so tune in.
But like the show, like you do notice there are some guys that are really like needy for the girls, and
yes,
it completely turns them off. Like, and like I said,
we have noticed that.
Yeah, with me and my wife, me and Bree, like we were just hanging out. So like I was still interested in getting to know the girls and the teams I was on, but I just didn't like care. Like if they didn't like me, they don't like me. Like
right.
I didn't care if I left this show, if I was on the show. Like I wanted to keep going to get to know the girls, but I just didn't really care because if they got me off the show, like sweet, there's tons of other girls that would be down to date me.
Yeah.
Like when I get off. So why would I worry about some girl on a show doesn't like me? You know?
Yeah.
And that comes from like the mindset you guys talk about. Like if you have a scarcity mindset about like, okay, if it doesn't work out this one girl, there'll be no one. Because when you go into dating, if you have that mindset, you're gonna come off as needy and not confident, and it's gonna show because you. But when you think, okay, well, there's 10 girls, another bus of girls right around the corner, are you down to date me?
Literally.
Then you just go into it with a different attitude. Like I'm just here to have fun, get to know them, and see what happens. Like it's just a date. Like it's not a big deal. So
right.
Yeah.
So guys, when you're on a date, just go ahead and buy a bus, fill it with women, and have it sitting around the corner, and your date's gonna go great because you're gonna be like, "Look, honey, I got a bus
just around the corner."
No, that's great. Yeah, Matt and I we talked about that. That's actually one of our favorite things that any guy on the show said because it was just so true, and it's such a good principle for guys or girls to not have it be like the person in front of me is the end all be all. They're the only option, especially if it's the first 1 to 3 dates or something.
Yeah.
It's like, look, cool your jets. So yeah, Matt and I felt like that was a really important segment because we feel like the abundance mindset is really important. So I think we've all seen people who have jobs that they hate, or live in places that they hate, or are in relationships that they hate. Maybe they're not even married, but they've dated the same person for 6 months or a year, and they don't like it, but they're still dating them. So why do people do that kind of thing? Well, it's because they have the opposite of the abundance mindset. They have the scarcity mindset. If they thought that they had a better option just waiting around the corner, they would not put up with the way their boss treats them, with the way that their spouse or significant other treats them. None of those things. So the abundance mindset, that thing that Ben was talking about there, is really, really important. Not only that, but if you feel that there's a lot of people out there who do want to date you, it really does help your confidence. And specifically, it helps your confidence in the most crucial moments. Because let's say you hadn't been on a date in a year or 2 years, and all of a sudden you meet somebody and they really seem like they might be the real deal. Like, hey, I might want to spend my life with this person. If that's the only date you've been on and you don't have any other options waiting in the wings, your mindset's probably, or it's really going to be difficult not to have the mindset of, well, I better not say anything that they might possibly find abrasive or that they might disagree with. And I need to just put them on a pedestal and treat them ultra nice, whether they deserve it or not. And those are unattractive things. You're far more likely to ruin a great opportunity if you don't have this abundance mindset than if you do. So adopt it. It's important.
Yeah, definitely. And hey, this is where the nice guys really go wrong. And I say that speaking from experience, years of failure. Nick as well, not just me. But that being said, yes, zoning in on that one person, you're going to come off needy and desperate. It's going to turn them off. They're going to be thinking, wow, this guy is really into me. You're going to scare them off doing that. And just so it's clear, like we're not promoting being a player. The abundance mindset is not at all about being a player. And you can check out that link there, that card. It goes into depth about that and how we talk about that. But it's not about having a bunch of people around just for the sake of, yeah, I'm great, I have all these dates. So it's not about that. It's about the fact that when you get to date a lot of people, you can funnel down to that one person that you really match well with. And you can't do that unless you're dating a lot of people.
Nope.
So that's what it's about. So the second point is about being yourself and saying what you think. And we're just going to go ahead and roll that clip.
In life, you're going to have lovers and you're going to have haters. If you're 100% who you are and you're confident about that, and you could either go through life just being like surface level and making sure every little single person likes you. But you know what? That's like a sad way to live life, because that's it. People are just going to like you. You're not going to have anyone that's absolutely going to love you. And it's just so much better to, you could live your life having people absolutely love you. Then you'll have some haters, but you know what? Who cares? It's super funny. The comments from people like that I get on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, or whatever the Provost Most Eligible is advertised. It is so funny to hear what people say, like, Ben is the worst. He's such a terrible villain. He's so mean. It just cracks me up. Like, it makes watching the show so much more entertaining now, like, to see people's reaction. But then at the same time, I get people, like, absolutely just say, bro, you were, like, inspiration. You are a legend. We freaking loved you. You know? And other guys that were just kind of, like, playing it safe on the show, they didn't get anyone saying they absolutely loved him.
So we really enjoyed that conversation. I mean, that is honestly golden advice for life in general. I've got a little story a girl told me just a couple of days ago, actually. So she said that she had dated a guy for about a year. Now, this guy was really great, very kind and nice. Very nice, to the point that she told me that one of the reasons she lost attraction with him, one of the reasons she broke up with him, was because she was never wrong. He never called her out on anything. He would even go so far as to make up excuses for her, and she knew that, hey, she's not perfect. There are things that she should improve on, and she would like to improve on. Quality people, they want to be their best self. And so they want to be with somebody that's willing to actually tell them the truth. So, I mean, but this guy was so nice that he would come and actually do yard work and things like that. So he obviously really liked her. And from the sound of it, he would probably still be dating her if only he would have been more honest, more upfront, more willing to say what he really thought and show her that he was her equal. That was another thing that she said, that him doing that actually made her feel like he was not her equal. And that's not a good thing. This was a really, really great girl, the kind of girl that you guys out there would, you know, be lucky to be with. So pay attention.
Yep. And yeah, that's definitely somewhere that nice guys go wrong. They put politeness over honesty. And when you're just trying to be really polite, you're going to be withholding a lot of truth, a lot of your opinions. And the problem with doing that is that they don't get to know the real you. And say things do go well in that you decide, oh yeah, let's get married and all that. And you've been withholding truth this whole time. Well, when things go bad and you reveal yourself and all of your opinions, it's not going to go well. It's not going to go well.
If I may,
no.
when you are not being honest, success is actually worse than rejection. Because if they don't reject you, it means one of two things or both: that they're not that great, or that they don't actually like the real you, and eventually the real you is going to come out. So it's actually better to fail if you're being dishonest than
Yes.
actually succeed.
Absolutely. So it is very important that you just get that out of the way right off the bat. You say what you think. You put your opinions out there. And boom, right then and there, you will know whether or not you like each other. And you won't have to find out, oh, I don't know, 5 years into a marriage, 10 years, because that happens. That happens. So get the truth out there quick, and people will like you or dislike you. Speaking of that, we're going to roll some clips of Ben here saying what he thinks. And guess what? You're going to know. Of course, you probably already have opinions, but if not, you'll know whether or not you like him after you watch these.
Yeah, dude, the guy with the skates, dude, he was just way too freaking extra. Like, I literally just wanted to tackle him and shut him up, bro. And he, like, cut in front of, like, so many dudes. And it's like, that is just not cool, dude.
In terms of guys, who'd you really like?
So I really like Scotty, like,
Yeah.
because he's a Trump fan. Mikey was a really good guy. Like, I really liked him.
Yeah.
I really like Johnny. He's just such a genuine, nice person. I enjoyed talking with him. Like, he was just a cool guy. I really like Devin, so I like them. And then Walker did. I mean,
Yeah.
how can I not like Walker? I mean, he's got the hair.
You know, I was like really annoyed with Jake, or I call him Mr. Fanny Pack, because, you know, he basically just bribes all the girls and gives them gift cards and gives them snacks. I mean, we're poor college students, most of us, and I would do anything to get free stuff, and that's the only reason he's still here.
I really think Jake did a good job. And I know I've thrown some shade on him in the show, but he did do well tonight. So I gotta say his performance was my favorite. God bless the USA! God bless America!
So guys and gals, we hope you enjoyed those clips. We definitely enjoyed our time with Ben. So as we close out today, we wanted to mention that going forward, Matt and I are going to pick the best question from the comment section, and we're going to talk about it in our next video. So comment down below any questions that you have, things maybe even that you disagreed with, but just remember, be nice. Like, don't ask us anything that might potentially be abrasive. Even if you have to bend the truth or just not say what you think, we would appreciate if you would just... Yeah.
No negativity. We don't want that.
No.
Yeah. Oh, little bonus clip here. After our little interview conversation with Ben, we couldn't resist. We had to arm wrestle.
a gentleman's duel.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you'll notice as you watch this little bonus segment that we actually shot with 2 different cameras. So we used Matt's for one, and we used a professional grade camera for the other. So for you content creators out there, just look at the difference that it can make for you.
Pretty amazing.
Enjoy.
Okay.
We good?
Yep.
Under the fence. Over here we have Matt Ottesen.
All right, this is the moment of truth. If Ben wins, he's genuine. If he loses, he's arrogant.
I'm guessing. He's wearing me down.
It's a clash of titans.
My ham's cramping. That was good, man. I usually slam people.
They're just lucky they didn't arm wrestle me.